Imagine if your ancestors were rounded up, chained, shipped to another country, and enslaved. I don't deny the cruelty of slavery in America, but perhaps what you deny is the progress that Black Americans made despite that cruelty. We made progress for America. We fought wars for this country, and when we came home, we were lynched in our uniforms. We built America with our bare hands. Slavery didn't build America. Slavery stifled America because it took people who could have been innovating and treated them like animals. But what we did build were Black Wall Streets in cities all over the country. Our Black Wall Streets, they were burned to the ground with the support from the state. We've elected almost 200 Black Americans to Congress. If Black wealth in America were concentrated, we would be almost the size of Canada. Black workers earn 82 cents for every white worker's dollar. Oh yeah? Well, you want to play victim and perpetrator forever? Black fathers aren't absent because of slavery, and white Americans aren't responsible for the sins of their ancestors. It's time to stop blaming the system and take responsibility for our lives. The absenteeism of Black fathers is not unrelated to the systemic emasculation of Black men. Tell me, how did the United States of America, where all men are created equal, manage to enslave an entire population of men and women? Well, white Americans had to make Black Americans not human. They made us 3/5 human. It was actually the North that did that for votes. But the point is, Americans believed we were not human. That belief infected our entire system, from our hearts to our schools to our halls of power. That's what it means for racism to be systemic. And in order to extract racism from our system, we must see race. We must see race? Isn't the point to overcome race? Martin Luther King dreamt of a nation where children are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. There are racial gaps, I get it. But Blacks from all over want to come to America. Could it be that America is the best place in the world to be Black? Ladies. Look, racism has unleashed untold brutality on Black Americans, and Black Americans have exhibited untold resilience in the face of it, which makes Black Americans some of the most patriotic Americans, because despite America not living up to its ideals and its mistreatment of us, we believed in those ideals and fought to make them a reality. It's also the case that the roots of racial injustice lie both with the system and the individual, which means we must build systems that empower individuals to take responsibility for our lives. The question isn't just, does affirmative action achieve a clearly defined goal, but how do we use race-based equity policies in a way that allows us to not need them anymore? But you know what might be the biggest reparation of all? What? Seeing race for what it is. A lie. Here's what's up. Race is a lie that was invented to perpetrate racism. It's like the lie of witches that was invented to perpetrate witch burnings. Even Martin Luther King's dream of colorblindness accepts that race exists, but says we should ignore it. Race doesn't exist, and we don't need to pretend it exists in order to dismantle racism. On the contrary, in order to free ourselves from racism, we must dismantle race. And the beautiful tapestry of human pigmentation? Yeah, we'll just call that skin color. So let's see each other as the multifaceted, multidimensional, much deeper than skin color human beings we are. And let's fulfill the spirit of a pluribus unum, out of many, one. Faces of X is a series devoted to perceiving reality more fully. Watch the full series and make your own.